Bishop C. Sterling Davis and the entire Veritas Commune. I am Senior Pastor Pigana, Washington of IWC, the Ark, Houston. We are here celebrating the Holy Week. I am here to discuss Holy Monday. Matthew 21:12-13 states that Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers. This text is referring to the local assembly and the sanctification of it. Jesus was very upset at what he had witnessed. Where I am standing here is at the altar. The altar is very sacred, sanctified, holy. This is God's temple. What am I saying? Where I am standing here at the altar, it's a pulpit or altar that can remain sacred unto the Lord through intentional care and reverence. The altar should be a dedicated space. What I mean by dedicated? I am a chef. I am a chef by trade. And when I am preparing meals for the people out there, I have to keep my kitchen sacred. So I can't let anything, any and everything come into the kitchen while I am preparing the food for the people. I have to make sure that my workers are clean. I have to make sure that when they leave their space, that when they go to the restroom or wherever they go to take breaks or whatever, they have to come back and they have to wash their hands before they go back to their place to prepare foods. I have to make sure that the food is cooked at a proper temperature, because I am accountable for making people that consume the food, making sure that they stay healthy. So it's very important for us to be dedicated to God's altar. We cannot have anything or anyone here up on the altar. The altar is sacred. What do I mean by that? The altar should have a dedicated use. What do I mean? I believe that when you are defiling the altar, when you are having any and everything at the altar, what am I saying? If I author a book, should I sell my book up on the altar? No. God says, keep my altar holy. So I should have a dedicated space outside by the foyer where I can sell my books. If I have friends, if I have pastors, if we're having an event here at the local assembly and they need to or desire to sell their books, I should have a dedicated space for them to sell their books and their merchandise. We will not be selling it on God's altar. We have to keep it sacred and holy. What do I mean? The pulpit or the altar should be for activities that honor God, such as prayer, worship, teachings, and sacraments. We have to avoid these sacred spaces for secular purposes, like comedy concerts, things that's not of God. Not worried about if someone is going to say the wrong thing when they're on the altar. And we're not doing it for money purposes. That's why God came into the tabernacle and started flipping over tables, because they had money changers and people selling doves and making money for their own use, but not using God's tabernacle for worship, for prayer, for healings. but for their own selfish gain. So that's why I truly believe that God allows us to revisit this text every year to remind pastors, not the people, that God wants the altar to remain consecrated unto him. So I just truly believe that we have to get back to what's important to God, and that's keeping his temple, his tabernacle sacred and holy unto him. Y'all be blessed.